concentrating in the water today. Hot chocolate, baby. You know, we've had 2 pretty good days of work. It was good to get outside today. We'll probably have to play a game, you know, somewhere along the line, and you know, this kind of weather. And I think the players need to get used to it and need to be able to stay focused on what they need to do to play well. I think the preparation part of what they need to do to play well on the road in the SEC is one of the most important parts of what every player needs to do. It's always more difficult. Silent count on offense. This is always a difficult place to play. Last 2 times we've been over there, it's 7-0 at halftime. In 2011, it's 17-3. In 2009, going into the 4th quarter. So we've had some tough games. They've got a good football team. They're a difficult preparation in terms of all the things that they do. The players that they have, how they utilize their players, they're very well coached, and you know, this is something that makes it even more important for players to do a great job in preparation, understanding their job, understanding their tendencies of what they need to do and how we need to play those plays. Anytime a team can run quarterback runs, you know, it's an added dimension to an offense because there's all of a sudden an extra blocker, and they certainly have guys that can do that and have done it very effectively for them, and they're efficient and effective in the passing game, so the balance of those 2 things make it a difficult preparation. I think it's going to be really important for us to, you know, control the tempo of the game on offense, which I think anytime you play on the road, that's the best way to do it. So we know we're going to in for a big challenge, but the players have done a good job so far this week getting ready.
Just going to ask about Bradley Silva, how he's looking in practice so far.
Well, he's still, you know, not 100%. I think getting better, but not 100%. Probably was about the same as he was last week. You know, tweaked it last week in practice. We did not think this was that serious a thing. We thought he could be over it more quickly, but you know, when you play his position, you know, you can't be not 100%. You got to be able to run. So we're still encouraged by what he's able to do, and hopefully he'll be ready to play in this game, but I think it's too early to make that call right now.
Coach, this year's offensive line has been more productive, which may be kind of hard to believe given the talent that you lost off of last year's team. Is there anything that you can attribute that to?
No, I didn't know that was even true, so I don't look at things like that. I think you guys assume that I know what's going on in the world because that I spend time doing the same thing, looking at the same things you do, and I don't. So I appreciate the information. You know, I think that, you know, it's unfair to compare last year's line to this year's line. I think this year's line has a personality of its own. I think the balance that we have on offense, the efficiency in the passing game, the good job that this group does in pass protection helps us be a much better running team. You know, most teams don't play us anymore like they used to just stop the run. I think that's made our running game more effective, but I think that's due to the fact that the offensive line also does a good job in pass protection, and we haven't had a lot of pressure. I mean, we had 1 sack last week, which is on a bootleg, which wasn't the offensive line. We didn't have that guy blocked. He just ran up the field. I mean, you're hoping the guy flows at the play. So those guys have done a good job all the way around, and we need to continue to create that kind of balance for the rest of the season if we're going to have an opportunity to have success against the quality opponents that we have left to play.
The campaigns are beginning for the individual awards. Just how much do those things change? How much do these campaigns change, and how much do they mean to the program, the awards?
We're talking about campaigns.
Like campaigns for the individual awards, like the mailers and stuff.
I didn't think it was a presidential election this year. But me off of that. I've never been into that. Okay, I actually did read an article today in the Tuscaloosa paper that was all about how, this should be about how players play a full season. It shouldn't be about who promotes themselves the best, who does the best campaign, who does the best advertising. It should be about the players and how they play. And I think the full body of work should be looked at with the player's full season, not one game knocking them out of it, not one game putting them into it. The week-to-week speculation about who's in first place, who's in second place, who you voting for now, who's going to win now. You know, I don't think that's really fair to any of the players. And it's a shame that the players have to sort of hear that either way, whether it's good or bad. Because I think they should be allowed to focus on what their team needs to do to have the most success for their particular team. And I don't even know if we have any campaigns going on around here. If we do, I'm not aware of them, and I have not seen anybody else's, so I really can't comment.
That's all we got. Thanks, Coach.
That's it, thank you.